Mad Max Voodoo made a comment about a video he did about Paul Robeson recently. It got me thinking. And I started to think about doing a video about our current president and un-Americanism. GW has the Democrats scared shitless. Don't fund his war in Iraq, and you're un-American. If the Soviet Union hadn't collapsed, he would have called them commie sympathizers. One of our greatest presidents, in fact, the man I think was our greatest president, was Harry S. Truman, vilified by Republicans as soft on communism. The big lie. Stalin and Hitler could attest, tell lies loud enough and long enough, and people will believe. GW and his Machiavelli, Karl Rove, learned that lesson well. I've been thinking about what makes a great president and what makes a bad president. To some extent, we can all agree on some. George Washington, Lincoln, FDR were great. Buchanan, Grant, Harding, Hoover were disasters. But back to Truman. As president, what did he do? Well, first of all, soon after becoming president, he dropped the atomic bomb on Japan. Why? The military, those heroes of the Republican Party, MacArthur, etc., estimated that the invasion of the Japanese home islands would cost us at least 500,000 casualties. Better to kill a few thousand Japanese than kill 500,000 American boys. You know something? Very logical. I agree with. Oh, as an aside, while a senator during World War II, Truman headed what became known as the Truman Committee, looking into war profiteering. And he prosecuted and jailed many war profiteers, among them one of my uncles, for gouging the government. These people were the World War II equivalents of Halliburton and like Blackwater, or whatever they call it, as garbage murderers. Second, the Marshall Plan, which was actually conceived by Truman over the objection of Republicans in Congress. It provided aid to France, Italy, Greece, Holland, Denmark, Belgium, and Austria in the form of food, economic aid to build factories, etc., and employ their citizens and prevent them from going communist. And they did prevent them from going communist. Third, the Truman Doctrine basically said to Stalin, no more. And he enforced it by sending advisors, the predecessors of the Green Berets, to Greece, and prevented Greece from falling to the Reds. Fourth, June 1950, Korea. Communists invaded South Korea. They thought, hey, we're going to walk over this. Americans aren't going to do anything about it. Truman sent American troops to Korea under the guise of the United Nations and basically told both the Russian and Chinese communists, no more. You're not going any further. And so the Republicans labeled him soft on communism and ensured the election in 1952 of Dwight Eisenhower to the presidency. By the way, Dwight Eisenhower was once described by General Douglas MacArthur, the hero of right-wing Republicans, as the best clerk he had ever had, with no other qualifications. Oh, among other things that Truman did to endear himself to the Republican Party, he desegregated the armed forces in the era of Jim Crow and made it stick. And to further endear himself to these neo-fascists, he recognized the independence of the State of Israel, despite the best intentions of the State Department. Despite the fact that GW has low approval ratings, we should not underestimate the power of fascism in the United States. They call themselves neocons. They call themselves born-again Christians. They're Nazis.